Most of you can relate to this. How many of you have multiple remotes because you've got all these things, you've got the DVD, you've got the TV, you've got the home theater system, you've got this, you've got that, and you're sitting there with all these remotes. Doctor, please help me,
yes,
please.
Stu, you clearly have a severe case of remote-itis.
How long have you been working on that one? Remote-itis. No, it's relatable. Yeah, so let's get rid of all the remotes. Now, I'm warning you now, the universal remote is one that I have typically in the past not been a fan of because I find they're impossible to use. But you have a solution.
Well, we have the right solution, and that's the thing, right? With any product, there's always different levels, and there's different levels of functionality and different levels of reliability. So if you're going to come here and deal with stuff, we're only going to talk about things that actually work and solve your problem.
So if you have remote-itis, you need to come to Signature Audio Video on Ivor Road in Stittsville and see Dr. John. He will cure you of your remote-itis. How?
Well, the first thing we can talk about is getting rid of all of those and having a single remote. One thing we like to talk about with the single remote is it often, back to our original conversations weeks ago about wife acceptance factor, when we have a unified remote, we can often hide the equipment so it no longer needs to be seen because this advanced remote doesn't need to have the gear visible to control.
So I don't have to physically point at it?
Not at all.
Okay, so I already like this because it's simple, it looks easy to use, and
everything works with a watch or a listen button. Very, very simple.
So what's the other side of this?
Well, depending on what we have and what we want to do, we have, tablets that involve even more levels of automation. So we could be as simple as just a unified remote solution to control one room. But let's say within that room we start to add things like lighting or blinds, maybe your cameras or your garage door.
So you're talking about hooking up lights to the tablet. So on this tablet I could control my TV, my home theater system, and now my lights.
Your lights, your thermostat, all of that. And a lot of people are experiencing smart technology at home, and maybe you have an app on your phone or tablet to control your thermostat. Maybe you have another app for your garage door light, or maybe, that kind of thing for your alarm. The ability to have it all in one, because if you have to keep shuffling through apps, it's almost like shuffling through remotes.
So you have so it's a one-stop shop then to control everything. See, this is, if you think we're not going towards the way of the Jetsons, we are. Now, if you're scared of the technology, don't be, because they've made this so that a 3-year-old can figure this out.
Well, what's really fun is one of the companies we deal with is actually come out with a solution where the customer can take a digital photo with their phone or tablet of their room and now control their room with what they see in it. So if this was your dining room,
Can I do it?
turn on the lights, please.
So let's say that's my house, and I want to turn. I'm sitting there, and I want to show off to my friends. I want to turn on the light.
And it would turn on. If you wanted to turn on the lamp, that would turn on as well.
Now, how do I set it so that I can tap on my wife and get her to bring me a beer?
That we have not yet figured out, but we are definitely working on that.
They're on the way to that at Signature Audio Video in Stittsville. So you can control everything on here.
Yeah. So you could,
and music too?
And music too. Your climate, you want to have your cameras. You would just scroll down to cameras, and then your cameras would pop up, and you would be able to look at the various cameras that you have and see what's going on. If we wanted to do lighting, we could touch it. We could pick a room, dining area, and all of the lights would come up, so we'd have dimmers, your recess, your pendants. It's all there. And the customer gets to define and determine what they want control of and how they want it to look and how they want it to act.
Is there a section on here, because you can control pretty much everything in the house? What if one of your kids is taking a really long shower? Can you control it so that the water stops automatically?
We could probably shut the lights off for sure. The water, maybe not.
And if you have blinds too that are
yeah,
controlled?
Absolutely. You can automate your blinds and control. If for instance you have a really slick system where perhaps you go watch TV and the artwork moves away to reveal the TV that your wife never wanted in that room in the first place, but we helped you out with it, Stu, to get the TV in that room. It can be done.
Oh, this is beautiful. You have to bring your wife here. She'll say yes. It's Signature Audio Video on Ivor Road in Stittsville. I'm going back. I'm going to tap on the lights here.